Hello and welcome to episode number 98 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is focus on your foundations. Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trim. Now, I hope you've had an amazing Christmas. I really do. I hope you've taken the time off to really rest and switch off, because a lot of the times as entrepreneurs, as business owners, what we tend to do is we turn on this on switch and it never turns off. Now, I know for a long time that was me inside of my business, where I was working consistently in my head. Even though I was not working, my mind would still linger and my mind would still think about work. It would still think about marketing. It would still think about my clients. It would still think about, where I want to go moving forward. And I do believe that that was unhealthy, because that causes a lot of burnouts. And in the past, I've definitely had my fair share of burnout. So I really hope you've taken the time off Christmas. And if you're taking time off New Year's and you're just listening to this podcast, just remember to switch off. I truly believe that focus is one of those things that we don't have enough of, especially with so many distractions going on in this modern world at this very moment in time. There's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, all these things that are coming out that are wanting our attention. And when we lose focus, we lose this muscle and we lose this ability to focus. What I mean by this is just not even focusing on work. Right? When you're focusing on work, making sure that you're 100% focused on work. And when you're focused on relaxing, enjoying, switching off, make sure that you're switched off. Make sure that you're not thinking about work. I think that's one of the biggest things that I struggled with. That even though I was on holidays, I remember 2015/early 16, I was in Bali and I was supposed to go there for a week holiday and do some yoga and enjoy Ubud, but I was unable to switch off. And so when you're unable to switch off, that causes a lot of turmoil. And why I want to tell you this today is because there'll be moments in time in 2017 when you need to push hard, you need to grind, that there'll be moments where you need that rest, that active recovery as well. And if you can't switch off, you're asking to be burnt out. You're really asking to be burnt out. So I don't know about you, but with myself, it was so good to get away for Christmas. It was so good just to stay in the hotel, so good to eat all these egg tarts, so good to just walk around in casinos and just look around and experience culture. And by all means, I don't want to preach how you should live your life, but I do believe that, I do have some experience in burning out and how to prevent burnout. So one of the things that I've kind of adopted, and I hope that you will as well, is that if you're focused on work, focus on work. Get the stuff done, get shit done. If you're focused on enjoying time away with the family, then focus on that and really enjoy time with the family. Not about how much time you spend, it's about the quality of the time, okay? So for me, when I'm going back, and it's the 28th at the moment, when I'm going back into New Year's towards the end of the year, I'm back on all this time that I'm going to spend over the next couple of days, really setting myself up for some goal setting, really visualizing in 2017, this time next year, where do I want to be? What will I have accomplished? How happy will I have been with my progress? Okay, where will I need to be in order for me to be happy? In terms of not only myself, not only my business, where does my business have to be? What kind of a brand do I have to build? Who do I have to become? What do I have that in terms of financial assets? What do I have in terms of the people around me? What do I have in terms of my own personal development? What do I have in terms of my own impact? Who have I constructed in 2017 that I'll be happy with? And that's what I'm going to be thinking about over the next few days. But today, I really didn't want to, and what you may have noticed is there's a bit of a disconnect between the podcast, and that's because I decided for me it was time just to switch off, give myself that time. So today, it's really going back into foundations. It's really going back into the 3 core things you need to do to grow your business. And why I'm telling you this today is because I know that there's going to be so many new courses out there. There's going to be so many new apps and so many new things. These things are called shiny objects that will come your way in 2017. And if you don't focus on the key foundation, you're not going to move anywhere. Why I'm telling you this and why I'm pushing this message on you is because I know that the truth is there is no secret to success. The secret is learn these 3 things. Learn how to market, learn how to generate leads, learn how to make sales, learn how to deliver an awesome product, program, or service, learn how to get results. Those are the 3 things you need to do. That is all. Now, whatever the modality you choose in 2017, moving forward, you need to make sure that you are mastering your foundations. These are your foundations, right? Do you have a great way to generate leads? If you don't have a great way, you've tried something, go back and try it again. And I see this time and time again, because I talk to a lot of trainers, and every single time I tell them do something and they do it and then they fail, because naturally when they do something once, they fail and they just create this neuro association, this barrier to trying it again because it hurts so much. They don't want to fail again. They're so scared. We know these things theoretically. We've seen all the memes. We've heard all the motivational talks. But at the end of the day, it's what happens when you get punched in the face. What happens when Facebook decides to steal your money and gives you nothing in return? What happens when people don't sign up to your products and services? When that stuff happens, okay, the difference between success and failure is whether or not you're willing to reassess, whether you're willing to have a look at what you did and assess what you did wrong and make those corrections. A lot of the times, including myself, I've gone in, I failed, and then I've gone, holy crap, I burnt my finger, I'm not touching that again. Okay, and the truth is, here's the difference between theory and practical. That's the only difference. The difference between your success in 2017 is whether or not you're willing to go back and master the foundations. If Facebook ads sucked for you, I can tell you at this very moment in time, there's no point crying about Facebook ads and saying, oh my God, Facebook ads sucked. Go back, master it. Go back, reassess what you did wrong. Go back, have a look at it. It's a problem. And you know what the good thing is? If it sucked for you, it sucked for about 1 million other personal trainers and coaches out there. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Okay, if you master this, every single person out there, I'm telling you, is running a race, and you're running a race with them. And then at the very first sign of failure, when they hit the first hurdle, and some people fall, they fall over and they say, I can't run this race. If you fall over, step up, run it again, run it again, run it again. The same thing with sales. Most people don't have a lead generation problem. Leads is easy. Most people can't convert sales and they can't convert leads into clients because they lack the ability to sell, but also they lack the ability to position themselves as the expert authority. They lack branding. Okay, you can't expect to run an ad, get people on the phone and sell people without, you sell a $500 program, you sell $97 a week, whatever you're selling. If you sell people into your program and you haven't built up any trust, you haven't put any deposits inside of their emotional bank account, you haven't added any value to their life, what's going to happen is they have no trust, no loyalty for you. Therefore, when they join your program, the first 1, 2, 3 weeks, they're probably going to look for a way out. It's buyer's remorse. And this is what I call the hamster wheel. Because even if you can sell over the phone, you're going to be on the phone every single day. I had this guy who messaged me. He's like, Lynn, it was inside of Legacy. And he's like, Lynn, I've been running huge opportunity ads. I had 80 leads and I made 1 sale. And then I told him, I said, look, even with that 1 sale that you made from the 80 leads, that person's going to drop off, or that person's going to have a high drop off rate. Okay, because you haven't built enough value inside of their emotional bank. You haven't built enough loyalty. Loyalty comes from trust. Okay, trust comes from adding value and helping somebody get results before they've even paid you. The last thing you need to focus on as well is go back to how can you make your program better? How can you make your course program, flagship program better in 2017 to get better results? Now, for a long time, I launched the program, I got it out there, I didn't get people results, I didn't blame myself. I said, well, it's on them. It's on them. They didn't follow the program. If they had followed the program, they would have got results. The problem is I switched that thinking, because if I grow my business that way in 2016, 2017, I won't have a business by the end of 2017. In 2017, you need to grow your business by getting results. It's on you. If you want to be around 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22 and mold and adopt and evolve, you need to be able to grow your business by getting results. There's two, and you know what the good news is? The good news is there are many coaches out there that can't get results. There are many coaches out there that say they can get results, promise results, but fail to deliver. People buy you because of your results, and that's how you're going to build your businesses. That's what I've learnt. All this stuff I want to tell you is stuff that you already know, but you're failing to do because there's so many other people trying to sell you on the quick fix, on the dream. And the biggest thing, you know what the biggest thing is? Building your online personal training business, having that brand, having that awareness, having those leads, is that most personal trainers and coaches have this association, this story in their mind that going online is easier than offline personal training. Going online means mass passive income. Going online means working anywhere in the world, working less, having more freedom. Yet the reality of going online is that yes, you get your freedom. Yes, you don't have to show up, but the work is probably 10 times harder. And so a lot of trainers and coaches will fail because they have set up the wrong expectations and the wrong blueprint inside of their mind. And if that's you, I urge you to rethink in 2017. Know yourself. Are you willing to put in the work? Or is it time to burn the ships, burn the boats and go, okay, I'm not going online yet. I would rather build my brand offline. I would rather focus on that. I'd rather nail the foundations on that because I know I can't be great on video. I know I just suck at marketing and I'm not willing to learn it. If you want to be a good online coach, online trainer in 2017, you have to be good on video. You have to be great on video. That's the only way you can really grab and connect with people at the highest level. You have to learn email marketing. You have to learn how to use Facebook ads because it is the biggest platform at this very moment in time. And yes, what you have to learn how to do is evolve, because what happens is on the World Wide Web, you're up against every single person around the world. Whereas in your local area, you're up against 5 personal trainers in that area. Okay, so what I want to give you today is really just breaking down the key fundamentals of what you need to succeed. And the key fundamentals and why I see so many people fail is that when you fail on Facebook ads, you don't go back and you don't look at what you did wrong. You just go and you flip the whole thing and you start again. You don't even have a look. It's like getting a D, right? It's like getting a D on a math exam and you go back and you're just like, oh, well, that was that. I'm just going to go and do another exam. And it's like, no, you have to study where you went wrong, why you went wrong. So you learn from those mistakes, make those tweaks. And unfortunately, not many of us do because we are so fearful. We cause this neuro association because our money's on the line. And this is what I'm saying is that when you get punched in the face, right? Are you going to step down or are you going to step up? And you're going to go, all right, I'm ready to fight. And a lot of trainers and coaches out there aren't willing to step up. They get punched in the face, they get scared, they bail out. They leave because of the unknown, the fear of the unknown. Switching your mindset from going, oh my God, I'm going to get punched and knocked out in the face to going, holy shit, I got punched in the face. If I got punched in the face, a million other trainers got punched in the face, but I know a few trainers that actually have succeeded, so I can succeed. It's the thought process you give yourself. Are you good enough? Do you think that if another personal trainer succeeds, that you can succeed, or do you say they succeed because that's them? It's really all a game of mindset. But what I want you to focus on today is really understand that the 3 core things to grow and move your business are marketing, getting leads. How are you getting leads now? Selling. And selling is not just about selling over the phone. It's about building trust, authority, and positioning so that people just don't come onto your program and then leave. Selling is all about building loyalty. Selling and seducing might mean that you have to open a Facebook group, start a podcast, start a YouTube channel, start email, and be consistent. And then ultimately getting your clients results, doing everything that you can. If they're not getting results at the moment, you have to ask, where are they dropping off in the program? Why are they dropping off? And go and plug the holes. Go and plug the holes. If you want to grow your business in 2017, you need to get results. So with that being said, that is your one task for today, to really have a look back at your marketing. Having a look back at your marketing and figuring out, okay, where did I go wrong with my ads? How much is my cost per lead? Is that okay? If marketing's not an issue, figure out, is it your selling process? Have you not consistently rocked up and done email marketing? Have you not consistently rocked up and done your podcast every single day, no matter what? Because at the end of the day, it's consistency, guys. Okay, and then ultimately, at the end of the day, you need to ask yourself, are you getting your clients results? And if not, how can you plug those holes quickly, right at this very moment in time? Because you've got 4 days to go and plug those holes before 2017 kicks in. So with that being said, make sure that you send this podcast to your accountability buddy. Okay, moving forward in 2017, there's going to be 1 podcast a week where it's going to be a strategic podcast where I interview someone else and we chat banter about the strategies, tactics, and tools, really the tactical stuff in order to help you grow your business. But unless you've got the foundational keys in place, the mindset, okay, your mindset, you have to be on, then you are going to fail. And if you're willing to succeed, if you're willing to get past this barrier at this very moment in time, you need to adopt the winning mindset. Okay, so what I want you to do, go share this podcast with your accountability buddy. If you don't have one, go and send it to somebody now. They can keep you accountable. Who's a coach, who's a trainer. You know what? You haven't grown your business, not because you don't have enough strategy, but you haven't kept yourself accountable and you haven't been consistent enough. It's not because of the strategies, not because of the lack of information, not because you don't know what to do. It's because you haven't done consistency enough. You haven't been consistent enough. Right, have a fantastic day. I hope you had a great Christmas, and really this podcast, if you can feel the energy, I really want to get you pumped up, because it's either you burn the ships and you go all in online, or you burn the online ships and you go, I'm going to be the best offline trainer. But you need to know yourself. You need to know where you stand. Online personal training, coaching isn't for everyone. Okay? Have a fantastic day. Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.